Spoiler alert, this is the very last shot of the latest Venom movie. Um, but I find this very fitting because I've been a fan of the trilogy. I didn't like the first one the first time I saw it, but the second time I saw it, it grew on me. The second one I liked instantaneously, and I've seen it 3 or 4 times, and I think I like it more each time. And this one I was enjoying, and it was about midway through the movie that I was like, because I'm listening to Carl Jung audiobook right now over this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Today is Monday. And so in the middle of the movie is when it dawns on me like, oh, duh, this is perfect for Jungian shadow assimilation, um, which I have said repeatedly, and I discovered this a few years back. I would say around 2021 might be when I made this um, discovery, psychological, psychic, mythological, fantasy, whatever you want to call it, discovery, that Jung fundamentally repackaged a deep, I don't want to say ancient, but a deeply systematized Mithraic method that had existed for thousands of years into just modern terminology, essentially, and validating it with modern methodology, so to speak. So, but in all of that, um, I've also repeatedly tried to identify. I'm not the only one that does this. I learned this from other people, and everything I know, I learned from other people. Everything. There's only like two ideas that I claim to be original. The rest of these I completely get from other people, and I just have additional information that I can interlink with it. That's the only advantage, if there's an advantage, whatever. But I'm sure that the people that I get the information from are doing the same thing too. So But anyways, so from this, I've repeatedly identified uh, the Statue of Liberty with a Mithraic symbol and a lot of deeper layers too. But on that note, I mean, the tiara is Mithraic. The face is called androgynous, which is most people adopt it as a woman because they see breasts, but when you look closely at the face, you see very semi-masculine features because throughout time Mithra was considered an androgynous type figure. And in one of the there's 7 grades. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. There are 7 grades to the Mithraic mysteries, and one of them is, I forgot what the name of it's called exactly, but the this is all in male too. So up to date that we know of, it's all a male. So that's a footnote on that one, or postscript, is that either there's a more secretive non-male double X chromosome Mithraic mysteries, or maybe the double X chromosomes need to pick up the slack for being millennia behind the times and formulate such a thing. But that is, again, all to say that as much as what I'm saying is dismissed as just pure, you know, sociopathic association and tying things, making connections to things that there aren't any connections. The entire series of Venom, and I mean not just the movie, I mean the entire concept that goes into what we consider the comic. If you consider comics to be an extension or a modernization of mythology. And if you take mythology to have been stories that talked about the inner workings of the overarching human experience in life and the conflicts that are all happening inside of every individual, then it's because everything's coming out of the psyche anyways, and so it's the psyche communicating to us this connection. It makes sense that whoever made this entire series in the movies, the director, I don't know who it is conscious, or yes, is conscious enough of all of these associations that I am pointing out, so that this becomes, I mean, there technically has to be a fourth, what do you call it? I mean, based on today's movie business models and sequels. So, but like a punctuation of some sort, comma, colon, exclamation, period, whatever, to what has existed to this point, and saying that what's happened is the entire series has been about shadow assimilation. And it goes also deeper in this movie, because another part that I ended up realizing that I liked, that stood out to me, was I liked how evil the good guys looked. And that also ties in with like a great quote from Friedrich Nietzsche that Joseph Campbell always pumps out, which is when exorcising, as in like the way the Catholics say, a demonic exorcism. When exorcising your demons, careful lest you cast out the best of you. And that's one of the things that caught my attention once I realized that I liked that element. And I probably liked that element because I associated with that quote before I realized I associated with that quote. I dug in to find out what was going on there. But, so all that to say, and this is just one example, because even with, we just watched the Fallout series. The message of Mithraism, of Mitra, is everywhere. And if it's not conscious, then it is still, that doesn't reduce the pervasiveness of it. And if it is as pervasive as it is, then it's, in my opinion, a way that I deem it to be significant, necessary, almost important, like urgent, like, and I feel compelled to point out as frequently as possible Mitra in the world around you. Because Mitra creates the world around you, because Mitra is fundamentally your true identity. That's you. But,